In this video, we're going to go over form fields and the customizations that can be made to them. So first, what are form fields? If I click on someone in this project, we'll see their info panel pops out, and you can see that they have some form fields here on the left with labels and then values attached. So the form fields are essentially just the information and categories of information available to fill in. So when I'm looking at someone, I can see the values that are already there. If I'm an admin, I can also jump in and edit those values directly. So if I click edit at the top left, I can jump in and change the last name, first name, essentially any of the fields here. And even further than that, if I scroll to the bottom of the panel and I click edit fields, I can jump in and edit those core fields that are in the background. So I can look through this. There are a bunch of fields that are built into Staff Map that can't be deleted. So things like the picture, custom HTML, first name, and these are grayed out. And then there's some custom fields as well that are in the darker black text that can be deleted or modified. If I open up the dropdown next to one of the fields, like first name, we can see that there are some properties there as well that we can modify. So just jumping through them quick, you can make fields required when they're filled in. So you can't save the profile unless it has a value. You can lock the field from any changes. You can make the field hidden from all users, or you can make the field hidden only to regular users and have it visible by admins. And you can also toggle edit profile. So if this is enabled, users can jump into the system and edit the values of those fields themselves. Last, you can apply the panel class option to the field. And if this is the case, the field can then be targeted by custom HTML, custom CSS, which I'll show later. You can also apply a default value to the fields, and you can apply an alias as well. So first name just shows as first name generally, but if I wanted to, I could make that uppercase and put a space in the middle as well. Save that. And then I can see that the display label has changed for that field. I'll jump back into edit fields. So at the top, you have some additional options. You can add fields. If I hit that plus button, you'll see the field is placed at the bottom. I'll just rename it my new field. You have some options as to the field type. So text, memo, list, checkbox, number, date, and phone. And if you hit the drop down there, you'll see the additional properties as well. And this could change as well based on what field type you've selected. I'll make this a list, and I'm just going to add some numeric values there. And then I'll save it. So now when I'm editing a profile again, an employee profile, I can see this field at the bottom, and I can select that and save to show on the profile. I'll jump back over there again. You can reorder these fields as well. So if I wanted this to display more at the top of the profile, I can do that. Put it right at the top, maybe under first name and last name. And we can see it's changed. If I exit this and click on Hillary again, we can see that's now at the top of the display instead. Jumping back over, I just wanted to show delete as well. So if I click on a field and then hit the delete button, there'll be a confirmation, and then I can go ahead and delete that if I don't need it anymore. Keep in mind, if you do delete a field, that will delete all the associated values as well. And finally, at the top here, there's a category dropdown. I'll explain that more with a desk example, though. So these fields, they exist for employees. They exist for desks, as you can see here. And they apply for assets as well. And they can all be edited in the same way that the employee fields were edited. For desk, you can see that there is a category field as well. If I edit this, I can see I have a bunch of categories built in: desk, office, meeting room, branch, and parking spots. I can adjust these if I want, and you can see if I flip through them, the visibility of some other fields changes based on what I've selected. So to adjust that, I can again jump to edit fields at the bottom of the panel. If I want to flip through the categories and adjust visibility, I can use the drop down at the top. You can see if I switch the desk field, something like the seats field is not visible anymore. And in this way, you can go ahead and jump into the properties and make certain fields hidden if you want them to be hidden. If you want more categories as well, you can just hit the drop down next to the category field and add these as you see fit. And of course, once you have that added, you can jump in and edit the desk and change that category. The last thing that I want to show here is if I jump into an employee field here, this panel class. So I'll jump to the department, which is a better example and was working in most of our demos. You can see that this is applied. It has this little purple marker next to it. That means that I can apply styles, and you can see on this floor plan, these panels are colored by department. So Hank here is part of marketing, Aaron is part of IT, and you can see they're orange and blue colors respectively. If I go to Tools, Project Settings, and I click the gear icon next to my current theme, I can see at the bottom of this CSS panel, we can see the CSS that's making that possible. So we do have a great help page on our help site on this as well that gives some other examples and some template text for you. But it all follows the same example. You have departments or the field name first, and then underscore the value, and then your CSS code that adjusts the display, the visual display on the floor plan.